Hello and welcome to SGBD Toastmasters. We will have our speech marathon for tonight. And our rules for today is please rename yourself according to your rules. If you're a Toastmaster, write Toastmaster, blah, blah, blah. If you are a guest, write guest John, for example. If you're visiting Toastmasters, write VTM, blah, blah, blah. And also, if you're role takers or speakers, please rename yourself. For example, speaker 1, strip your name, speaker 2, strip your name, and etc. etc. And the most important thing is enjoy and have fun. And please also turn on your video if you don't mind, so we can see your stunning face. Okay. Welcome to SGBD Toastmasters Club, a place for you to grow and glow together. What is Toastmasters? Toastmasters is around the world. Woohoo! It is 300,000 plus members, 149 countries, and more than 15,000 clubs. And we not only talk about leadership and also public speaking. About SGBD, we have 3 values. First is equal opportunity for member self-development, safe place to learn public speaking and leadership, and also networking opportunities for everyone. And we have 11 pathways that you can choose based on what is your challenge in your real life. First of all, if I may ask distinguished Toastmaster Miftah, what is your issue before joining Toastmasters and how you find solution through your journey in Toastmasters? Please join me on the stage. Woo!
Okay, thank you so much. If I can say that I am not going to join this club, this Toastmasters club, because I just joined because of my cousin Fini. She was a pediatric Cipto Toastmasters club, so she wanted me to join, and just look at them first. If you didn't interested, just go out. Then yeah, I joined. I think I thought that it will be good for me if I join this Toastmasters. So I choose my club, and Maranatha was because I was in Bandung and I was studied in Bandung also. So yeah, I went to Maranatha more often. So yeah, that was become my solution. It's not the problem, but I found my the solution itself. So
Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Miftah. From cousins, we get inspired and enjoy in Toastmasters. Next, please. And our meeting will be on every Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. We conduct our hybrid meeting in Perpustakaan Kemendikbudristek in Jalan Sudirman. So that is our schedule. The question is that enough? You know, you can enjoy another, as I said before, Toastmasters is around the world. From Sunday to another Sunday. We have Maranatha Toastmasters in every Wednesday night. When we also have Toyhan in Saturday. And also a lot of clubs in another day. On Friday, club hopping is prohibited. It's only for SGBD. Okay, next. Yeah, announcement for we have evaluation and feedback program. So you can share your speech in our WhatsApp group, SGBD Toastmaster, and someone will give you a feedback. So this is the example. Next. This is me giving my speech, and then next, someone will give me a feedback. Next. And also we have a reward for those who have a lot of role taking. Not only you get the benefit, you also get money. Yay. And also for Exco and VTM also have the chance to get reward. Okay, next. Enjoy now and reach then. Yay! So I will open this meeting. Everybody, please repeat after me, and online Toastmasters, please unmute yourself and repeat after me. Happy morning!
Happy morning!
Happy morning!
All right, I like that happy morning vibes. So next. Next. Okay, we will have our first round robin speech marathon event tonight. Woo! We will have 8 speakers from around the world. So how speech marathon with round robin evaluation works, there will be 8 speakers with 5 to 7 minutes each, and our timer later will raise her hand to indicate the time. And please note what can you learn from the speakers or what you think could be better from the speakers. And after the 5 to 7 minutes, everybody, not only those in the on-site, also those in online, can just raise your hand or shout it loud, and I will call you to the stage, and please provide your feedback to the speakers. The total feedbacks for one speaker is 2 to 3 minutes, not limited to anyone. Everybody can evaluate everybody. Can another speakers evaluate another speaker? Yes. Can a timer evaluate the speakers? Yes, everybody can evaluate everybody. So how this will benefit you? It will train your critical thinking, right? Because most of the time in our community, in our environment, someone asks us, how do you think about this food? The food is good, right? Just in the surface, I don't get it, right? With giving evaluation, you will get used to giving feedback. What is good, what needs to be improved, and sooner or later, you will train your mind, right? As our talk in last Tuesday in debate with ultimate artificial intelligence, most of the time overtake our mind to think, right? So here is your chance to exercise your critical thinking. So we have our role takers. First, I will call our timer, Toastmaster Yvonne, to explain the rules. Toastmaster Yvonne, the screen is yours.
Hi, thank you, Toastmaster Afrin. Hello, happy morning, everyone, including on-site and online. My great friends, yeah. Hi, happy morning.
Happy morning!
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure to serve as timer tonight. So my responsibility is to keep track the timing for each speech. So now let me share with you my 3 cue cards first, okay? Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. This is the green card, and this is the yellow. This is the red, and the other card, the other cue card is time is up. When your time already up, please write up your speech quickly. Thank you. Okay, then now let me share with you the timing rule. Okay, give me 1 second. Can you guys see my timing rule? The slide. Hello?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. So for tonight, our program first is a marathon speech. The timing rule, the total timing is 5 to 7 minutes. So later, when you see the green color on my background, it's 5 minutes, yellow at 6, and red at 7 minutes. So if your speech less on 5 minutes or over 7:30 since everyone have the 30-second for you wrap up your speech. So if less 5 minutes and over 7:30, you will be disqualified. Okay. Then second program is a round robin evaluation. So everyone can give your feedback for total 2 to 3 minutes. For each speech is 2 to 3 minutes. Then, oh, sorry, here is wrong. It's the 2, sorry. It's for the 2 minutes, it's in green, at green, and the 2:30 yellow, and 3 minutes red color. So this is my timing rule. Thank you, everyone. Please enjoy your time. Thank you. Back to our Toastmaster, Alfred. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yvonne, our timer. Yay. So please pay attention to Toastmaster Yvonne, and Toastmaster Yvonne, please raise your hand during the meeting. Next, we have our ballot counter, Toastmaster Agung. Over to you, Toastmaster Agung.
Okay, hello. Happy morning, everyone. I don't want to lose to Toastmaster Ivan because she was so in spirit. Now, I'm Agung. I'm your ballot counter, or in Indonesia we call it like KPU or elections committee. Well, I'd like to facilitate you to practice your vote because you have right to vote. Because also the speakers need to be acknowledged as well. So that please vote and give them a support. Okay, after Yvonne share the timer report and also the who is eligible or who is not eligible, I will send in the chat box. I will send a message in the chat box like a link for easy post for the online Toastmasters, and then for the on-site Toastmasters, don't worry. I will present you the QR code so that you can scan that QR and then you can vote by your phone. Okay. I hope that's clear, and this is all from me. I give the control back to Toastmaster Alvin. See you later.
Woo! Thank you, Toastmaster Agung. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's move on to our first speaker, Toastmaster Adrian. Please share the QR code screen, Toastmaster Donna. So Toastmaster Adrian will deliver her second speech in Toastmaster. Woo! And Toastmaster Adrian is daily algorithm writer. He read to change the world. How? Change the world. If he wanted, he can hack your Instagram. Wow. So once before I call Toastmaster Adrian, once again, I remind you to share your feedback to Toastmaster Adrian after the speech. We have 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate, to give feedback to him. Now let's welcome Toastmaster Adrian. Let's build up. Let's build up. Toastmaster Adrian, stage is yours. Test.
Happy morning, my fellow Toastmaster and esteemed guests, offline and online. I'm looking forward to this Toastmaster regular meeting. And I'm very happy because we can meet each other again, learn public speaking together. So I see the night is still young, and I want us to encourage each other by another happy morning. So online people, you can unmute yourself and repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Yeah, thank you for your cheers. So I want us to take up a little bit little while back when you are first joining Toastmaster and delivering your icebreaker speech. I want to ask you, how many of you already feel great when you are speaking your second and or third speech. Offline people, oh, we get quite a while. And online people, how many of you feel great, already great after your second speech or third speech? Okay, I see several. Yeah, and I have another question. How many of you ever see your friends frustrated giving up halfway while he or she trying to achieve her dream? I believe we all have a friends that maybe in a halfway he or she is frustrated because they cannot see the progress after second or third third attempts. So tonight, I want to share with you how to keep in faith in what you're doing so we can all achieve our dream together. Especially, I was included too. The first one, set up your action plan. We all know that when we are trying to achieve something, it doesn't come at a cheap price. We need to have at least general list of action to-do list to achieve our dream. For the first time you are trying to achieve it, don't write up such a extravagant to-do list, but just write up simple steps, but do it consistently. And when you don't know what is the first step, you can use the first great tool called asking. Just ask. You can ask book. In a modern world, you can ask Google. Or if you are tech geek like me, I can ask Chat GPT. Yeah. We can ask all of these things what we need to do to achieve the goal. But just remind it. Just be mindful about the steps you need to do at the first. Doesn't have to big one, just a little simple things, but do it consistently. And while doing that, we can go to the second step, which is adjust your environment. So while we are doing these baby steps consistently, we are doing it but along with adjusting our environment. It's so hard if we are fighting alone without this natural law. Just surround ourselves by finding some community with same interest. I believe it would be help us when we are feel unmotivated. So just try to adjust yourself around this environment and it will support you through your dream. And the third one, keep the record. Like my first question or second, we usually cannot see the result after our second or third attempts. But believe me, just write your progress. Whether it is small, it's okay. Just write it up and let's build it up your stairs to your dream. Whether it is, oh, I can wake up early in the morning to do exercise, maybe, and many other things, but make yourself looking forward some schedule to reward yourself after what you have done. I would like to present some little example. So as a young man, I want to have muscular body. So you can guess what I'm trying to do first. I go to the gym. I just go to the gym every day in the morning. And while I'm doing that, I just paid my member subscription. I hire personal trainer, and because I have made those decisions to adjust to adjust my environment. Even when it's raining in the morning, I need to get up to the gym, and also I buy my protein supplement and many other. And like you can guess, after my third attempts, I don't see the change on my body. But still, I just write it up what I can lift up. The weight, 2 kilos, 5 kilos, etc. And several weeks later, I already can see the change on my body. So to wrap it up, every great things doesn't come at a cheap price. So the first one would be set up your action plan, adjust your environment, and keep the record of it. I pray all of us can go higher, savoring what words can give us, and let's support each other. That's for me. Thank you.
Let's give round of applause to Toastmaster Adrian. Woohoo! Now let's call feedback from the floor. Anybody want to give feedback? I see Toastmaster Donna.
No, please don't. Stay here, please. Hello, my name is Donna. Hi, Toastmaster Adrian. Very good job. Thank you very much. Wow. Are you nervous? Do you like delivering a speech online or offline better?
Offline is so challenging. So my first speech is online, right?
Right.
And I can already feel this nervousness is different between online and offline, and this is challenging for me.
Understood, because I also saw the first version when you delivered it online. I do feel that you are more relaxed when you're online.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things you can do is come offline more often so that you can practice more often offline. Other than that, I think I understand all your points perfectly. And thank you for letting us remember that progress is not always linear, and it's something we don't see immediately for the results. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Donna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Donna, for challenging Toastmaster Adrian. Any other want to have feedback? Please, distinguished Toastmaster Miftah, come to the stage.
Thank you so much. As you mentioned before, you are relaxed in offline meeting. Is it? Online meeting, is it? Yes, that was a really obvious, because you at the first, it will be great for you to take triggered questions first, not the happy morning, because you always focus on the camera, but you can make this stage would be great, be better and be best for you to take round to another. It will be great, because in that camera they can see all of your stage. It will be great for you to take this one, go to this one, and take to another. It will be better, because they can see us from the what is that, from the far and really wide to our stage. The second is if you see, because this is the online meeting and also the offline meetings, and you just focus on the online meeting. If you can see that some of us playing with their phones and try not to try to get the attention from the offline meetings, but from the online meetings, they just can see from their camera, right? Because of that, it would be better for you to take a step and treat your attendees from offline and online meeting like this, right? And also, you just glue to the camera because of that. Some of us, while playing our phones, it's I was taking notes. Yeah, okay. Because of that, you lost their attention. You didn't engage with the offline meeting, but you engage. You're really good engage with the online with the online people. I think that's all. That was really great. That was a penny of my thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Toastmaster Andhyka. Sorry, Miftah. Sorry. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Miftah. Oh, I'm old, yeah, old already. Anybody want to add on the online? Okay. If there is no, with that, thank you, Toastmaster Adrian. See you again in next occasion. Woohoo! Next, let's go to the next speaker from online sites. We have Toastmaster Shabrina. Woohoo! Toastmaster Shabrina is very passionate about book, movies, and food. An avid learner with 8 years experience as learning and development manager. An introvert who believes that grit and hard work will pay off. Fellow Toastmaster, once again, I would like to remind you to use the link in the chat box and also the QR code that you already scanned before. Can you please share the PowerPoint again, once again? Okay. Okay, this one for audience in online set. Okay, the slideshow. Okay. So, are you ready? Yeah. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Shabrina. The third speech in the Toastmasters for Toastmaster Shabrina. Toastmaster Shabrina, if you never ask, the answer is always no. If you never ask, the answer is always no. Toastmaster Shabrina, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much for the introductions, TM Alvin. Am I visible and audible? Yes, great.
Yes.
Happy morning, everyone. So, you must know one or two friends during elementary school who like to ask a lot to the teacher. Like, teacher, I want to eat first because I'm so hungry. Or, teacher, I want to have a pink marker for my drawing. So I knew them. And sometimes I feel smart for not asking those questions to the teachers because I don't want to be labeled as a spoiled child. And I don't want to be labeled as a troublemaker and got a boo from the entire class, right? But sometimes I feel jealous because she eventually got what she asked. She got to eat early and went home earlier because of that. She got the pink marker that every girl wants, including me. So I learned that sometimes we need to ask to get what we want. And from there, I try to gather and build up my courage little by little. I'm happy I did that because according to an article from Harvard Business Review, the ability of asking is one of the most important skills for success. Now I want to tell you a story of my extraordinary experience in asking. It happened when I wanted to join an exchange program from University of Indonesia to University of New South Wales, Sydney during my graduate program. I want it so bad, but the exchange program is almost a month and I didn't have the money nor the permission from the company to stay that long. So I think that I need to get permission and sponsorship from the company. But to who? Who should I ask? I felt like I need to email the CEO directly. So I did. At that time, I was a senior manager and I have layers of superior above me, and I skipped those layers, just asked the CEO directly. I was actually trembling when I pressed send to the email, and I didn't get a reply for 2 weeks. At that time, I feel so scared and I feel like embarrassed. I feel like, oh my God, I was so stupid. Why would I do that? Why would I ask silly things to the CEO? But I wanted it so bad. I need to fight this. What did I do? I emailed him for the second time. And then my heart stopped. Because, oh my God, I got a reply almost instantly. And he said, Shabrina, I already gave this position to the Vice President of HR to accommodate your exchange. Wow! I feel like I win the champion. I got what I wanted. So, however, I got a call from the vice president to come to his office, and I feel like, oh, I'm in trouble. When I got there, I found my vice president, learning of development, and the vice president of HR. They scolded me so heavily. They are so angry that I was skipping steps. We don't have that kind of budget, you know. We didn't have that kind of program. Why did you request silly things to the CEO like that? At that time, I felt like those elementary school students who got a boo from the entire class. I almost cried. However, I was still happy because the scolding did not change the fact that I got what I wanted. At that time, I already got email of the details for my accommodation and for my flight. I got to stay in a very convenient hotel in the Sydney center, which was very expensive. I wouldn't be able to pay by myself. And I got the business class ticket returns, Jakarta to Sydney to Jakarta. And what amazing was, when the aircraft landed, I got called by the flight attendant. And there, waiting for me, a Sydney airport manager who escorted me from the aircraft door to the immigration and introduced me to the Sydney branch manager, who handed me my allowance, took me to the hotel, and treated me to a very nice dinner in a restaurant. And I got everything just because I asked. Just ask. Imagine if I didn't have the courage to ask. If I was afraid that I got the scolding, I wouldn't have the experience of learning and a sweet, unforgettable moment in Sydney. And I felt like very lucky because I have built up the courage from my elementary school. So, my friends, I hope my little story can give you a little bit of courage to ask whatever it is you want. Sometimes the answer of your prayer is there. All you need to do is ask. Because if you never ask, the answer will always no. Thank you.
Wow, what an awesome speech. Yeah, if you never ask, the answer is always no. Can I borrow your money, Toastmaster Shabrina?
No.
Oh, no, no, no. Okay, open for feedback for everyone. Please raise your hand or just unmute yourself. If you want to give your feedback. Anybody want to give feedback? Okay. Please Toastmaster Andhyka. After this, Toastmaster Agung.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. What went well with Toastmaster Sabrina's speech? I noticed there are 2 points. The first one is the pronunciation was very clear, that I can understand whatever she said. And also the personal story really engaged us and made us, oh, I want to be Toastmaster Sabrina. I want to go to Sydney. And then the next one is the clear, I would say, clear point of view and the summary. And because that story is motivating, and I think all of us understand from the point of view of Toastmaster Sabrina and all of the benefit of listening to her story. And what could be even better if Toastmaster Sabrina can use her facial expression more varies, because I can notice that she already used the vocal variety. We can I can still hear I remember I say yay when she was happy. She was yelling, and we got that feeling. But then again, the facial expression you can do wilder. It's like wow. So the story can be even better. But then again, I would love to challenge you to go back to your story and then make another, I would say, better impression, better gesture, so that we can feel the benefit of your story. Well, thank you so much and good job. Toastmaster Sabrina.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Andhyka, for your feedback to Toastmaster Shabrina. Yeah, I agree with.
May I give some feedback?
Okay.
Hi, Alvin.
Okay. We go first with Toastmaster Agung. After that, Toastmaster Genison. Yeah. Okay, please. Go on, Toastmaster
All right.
Agung. After this, Toastmaster Genison.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So Sabrina, oh, I love your story. Means that I always love the personal story that every speaker presented to the audience. It really took, it really hit my heart because I don't know why. Maybe because I am now on that and that phase of life, like where I wanna have a scholarship, I wanna have exchange to abroad, and it motivates me a lot. It motivates me a lot, and I really want to ask after this. I want to ask, and ask. And of course, I need to execute what my plans is. What I love about is that again, I love you brought your personal story. That is one, and then maybe you would like to addition to Toastmaster Andhyka before, because he mentioned about facial expression. I would like to suggest you to create some more provoking question or statements that maybe it will lead out my attention, especially to to be in your shoes, and to be able to really empathize your feelings. I think that's all from me. Good job, Toastmaster Shabrina. Back to you, Toastmaster Alvin.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Agung. After this, Toastmaster Genison, please.
Let's make this a quick one. Sabrina, I see that you are standing up. And wow, yeah, it really felt more powerful looking at you standing up. Don't you feel like it too? Like it must feel you're more powerful. You want to express more of yourself. There are more expressions in your words that we can hear and we can see it. So yeah, well done. I just want to commend you on this huge step forward.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Genison, and thank you so much, Toastmaster Shabrina, for sharing your values. Next, we will have our next speaker, Toastmaster Ping Hendra from TNC Advanced Toastmaster. Wow. Toastmaster Ping Hendra is co-founder and charter president of Trainers and Coach Advanced Online Toastmasters Club. He's a goal achievement coach that helps entrepreneurs and business owners to achieve their personal and professional goals much faster than they thought possible. Wow. Toastmaster Ping Hendra, are you ready? Okay, and once again, I would like to request for all the attendee, you can have your feedback from our first link. It is still work, yeah. Before we do have only limited to one response. Now we can have more response from that link. Okay. I will share again in the chat box. Okay, maybe later. Please share the screen. Donna. Okay, this one for those that come online, you can share. You can. Okay, still. Okay, I will share the link. Kayaknya itu belum ya. Okay, the link will be shared in the chat box later. Now, please help me welcome Toastmaster Ping Hendra. Toastmaster Ping Hendra, stop labeling yourself. Stop labeling yourself. Toastmaster Ping Hendra, over to you.
Thank you, everyone. Quick question. How many of you here in this room or virtually has done something called MBTI? It's a personality test to gauge whether you are introvert or extrovert, things like that. How many of you have done that before?
Me.
Awesome. How many of you have heard of a personality test called DISC personality test? DISC. If you have done so, raise your hands. What about those Koreans? They really believe in blood type. A particular blood type represents who you are as a person. If you are blood type A, you are very meticulous. If you are blood type O, you are very carefree. How many of you have heard about that or believe in that? What about those that likes to read horoscopes like Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn, those type of horoscope? You read it and then you say, oh yeah, this sounds like me. I am Taurus, so I am this type. How many of you are like that or have done so? And last but not least, for those of you that are from China background, Chinese, how many of you have liked or looked at your Chinese zodiac sign? For example, if you are born in 1987 like I am, I'm rabbit. So you have rabbit, you have horse, you have all those 12 animal zodiac sign. How many of you have done so? Read it, look at it and say, oh yeah, that's me. Now, why I'm asking you all these types of questions? It's because when I did this project for the first time, which is understanding your leadership style, I've done it 3 times, as you can see, 1, 2, and 3, right? I've done it 3 times, and all 3 times I got 3 different answers. and it's my fourth path now. And path number 4, I got different answer again. So why is that the case? Why is it that this random question, how many? 48 questions can allow me to understand my leadership style? Have you ever thought about that? Or if you're doing that MBTI test, how can you ensure that certain questions immediately allows you to be judged or labeled whether you are an introvert or an extrovert? Fascinating, isn't it? The reason why you are introverted or extroverted has nothing to do with you, who you are as a personality. It has everything to do with the situation you are currently at. Don't believe me? Let me give you a scenario. Imagine this. You are currently in a, for those who are introverted, if you think you are introverted, imagine you are in a big crowd. Maybe 30, 40 people in that room. How do you feel? Do you feel nervous, anxious, or perhaps you felt a little bit apprehensive? I'm not sure, what am I doing here? What if instead of 20 to 30 strangers, they were 20 to 30 of your closest friends? Wouldn't that turn you into an extrovert immediately? You'll be like, hey, how's it going? Hi, I went to this mall yesterday. I went to watch this particular movie. I was shopping. And you will start to ask a lot of questions and be very comfortable, very fun-loving, and jovial. What happened there? Was it because you are introverted, or was it because you are extroverted at that particular situation? So, long story short, I don't quite believe in this thing, understanding your leadership style, and the other project, which is understanding your communication style. So to me, these are useless. What I care most about is this. Be who you are. Stop labeling yourself. Stop thinking of yourself, hi, oh my goodness, I'm an introvert. I cannot do that particular thing because I'm introverted. Oh, I cannot get that sales job because I'm introverted. What if instead of you looking at yourself and looking at you being an introvert, why don't you look at what can you do to become less introverted so that you can be better at getting that job, or better at that particular opportunities, or get excellent result in your life? What I'm saying here is that labeling is very critical. Imagine this. You hate math. For some weird reason, you hate math. You don't like math when you are still young. You've already had a very bad relationship with mathematics. So you tell yourself, I hate math. I don't like math. And what happens? You will never, ever like math. Or worst case, perhaps you like to use wireless earphones. And for one particular day, you forgot about it, you left it at home. And you tell yourself, oh my goodness, I'm so forgetful. And what happens after that? You become forgetful again and again and again and again. It's because you set a label that, hey, I am forgetful. What if instead you change, you reframe it into, okay, I forgot about it today, I will remember it next time. Or I might not like math, but hey, I know math is important. I will only learn what's important and essential for me. I hope that my explanation will give you more, will open up your mind actually to let you know that, hey, you are actually not what you label yourself to be. And the world is always open for you. Thank you.
The world is always open for you, Toastmaster Ping. What awesome value we can learn today. I will open the floor for feedbacks. Feel free if you have feedback to Toastmaster Ping, please raise your hand. Oops. Or just unmute yourself. Maybe from me, what I like the most is the questions are in the beginning is very engaging. It attract our my attention. Very great, and also using pause quite long, around 5 seconds when you deliver your powerful message. That I can learn from Toastmaster Ping. It let the message digest to us. And the third thing is what I like the most is the comedy technique he used is act out. Right, when he used the paper and then throw it, right? It makes me laugh. When you do act out means that the setup, what is the definition of anything, and the punchline is you just do it. That is act out, or what can we learn from Toastmaster Ping. Okay, anybody else want to give feedback?
Yeah, I would like to say something. Yeah, what I like about your message is that I never thought about it. I'm an introvert. So all my life, I believe I'm an introvert. But funny, when there's a lot of people, I'm the most talkative person in that place, in that room, or in wherever it is. So it's a mind opening, actually. It is we, the one who impose ourselves to say that we are introvert, we are certain kind of character. Yeah, thank you for telling me that. We should realize our potential. It's not that people tell us that we are supposed to be this person, and this person. I think that is not fair for us. Because we believe what they said, then we stop exploring ourselves, our potential, especially the maths thing. True. All my years in my secondary school, I thought I was the weakest person in the class. But when I was in Form 3, that is Form 3, maths you must pass. If not, you will fail your lower certificates of Cambridge. So I studied very hard. To my surprise, I get a credit. Well, I'm not that bad actually. I imposed that to myself, and I'm the one who can release it. And tonight you have made me understand that, or you have enforced that. If you want to change, you can change. It's not your blood taste, it's not your personality, it's not your feng shui, and so on and so forth. So, fellow Toastmasters, it is up to you if you want to change yourself. If you want to make yourself better, it's up to you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ping.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amran, for the feedback. I saw Toastmaster Shabrina.
Okay.
Okay. You want to give feedback?
Is it me?
Do you raise your hand?
Yes.
Okay, please give your feedback.
All right, so from me, just a quick one. Yeah, I agree with Toastmaster Alvin. It's great opening questions. Like Toastmaster Agung gave the evaluation for me. It's a provoking questions to self-reflect. So, and you also have very strong opinion and brave and great act out and gesture when you throw the paper, like the property. I like it a lot. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Shabrina. Last, we have Toastmaster Genison. Please come to
All right. Toastmaster Ping. Yeah, very well researched based on real psychological stuff that we all go through, but not all of us realize self-image is really powerful, and not many of us fulfill our own potential because we limit ourselves. But some things I'd like to consider is your first sentence. You ask the audience to raise their hands. You are asking the audience for something, and if they do give it to you, then great. But you never thank the audience. I didn't hear you thanking the audience, yeah, the audience already gave you something. They did something for you, but you never thanked them. So in the course of 20 minutes, 30 minutes training, they might lose your commands. They might not want to do your commands from that point on. So yeah, don't forget to thank your audience.
Thank you, Toastmaster Genison. And once again, thank you, Toastmaster Pink, to share your message to us. Now let's welcome to our next speaker. We will have Oma Shirlina. He from Swan City Toastmaster Club. Woohoo! Please give her a round of applause. And once again, I would like to remind you to take a note while she is speaking and give a feedback later after in the round robin section. I will post the link in the chat box for, I believe, those who come online who are on site already have the link. Now let's help me welcome Toastmaster Shirlina. Uncomplicated. Uncomplicate It. Toastmaster Shirlina, over to you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. Anyone remember as a child that one thing or one word our super loving parents say to us? And those words to this day, our minds are still complicated by it. Any? Despite our attempts to uncomplicate it, it doesn't seem to work. Yes. Happy morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. When I was younger, I was that tall and that built. No classmates wanted me to be in their sports team. I was a liability. I resort to a sport that only required 3 people. Me, myself, and I. Yes, swimming. I discovered I have great potential to become a great swimmer. I was very close to represent my school. Until that day, my super loving mother, she managed to complicate it. Girl, don't go to that swimming pool so often. Why not, Mom? My only place to practice is haunted. How do you know? My friends told us. Some years ago, someone got drowned. The spirit still linger around. Oh, spirit still linger around? The following week, I visited the same swimming pool. The words haunted pool, spirit lingering, shocked me. I behaved like a fugitive, checking as if someone is going to catch me in the changing room. With a lightning speed, I changed, ran to the locker room. And even in the locker room, finding the number was a task. 4, no. 4 means die in Chinese. 3, yes, life. Quickly got out to the open. Usually, I will head for the diving board into the water. At that moment, no. Words struck me. I slowly descend myself from the side of the swimming pool, testing the water. The water felt a lot colder than usual. What's happening? Wait, Shirlina, you're here to practice. Focus. Started. I swam. I was in the 2.5 meter depth zone. Suddenly, I saw a shadow cross me. Oh. And I look around. Nobody. Oh, must be my imagination. Stop, stop, stop. You are here to practice. Do your lap. 90, 100, 10. Yes. Finally, I finished my lap. I cross my arm, rest my body, and rest against the swimming pool. The pool was so silent. There was no one around me. No one in the water. Lifted my head. The sun was in my eyes. I saw a shadow waving, coming, approaching me. I couldn't tell. Suddenly, it disappeared into the water. Me, no, no, that haunted pool, that words. And I felt somebody was playing with my leg, pulling me down. I tried to struggle. I'm in the water. I'm getting drowned. Help! I couldn't scream. Suddenly, I felt someone was hitting me, hitting my thigh so hard. I could hear my mother screaming, yelling, wake up, you're late for school. I opened my eyes. My dog was sleeping on my face, suffocating me. Push it away. Oh, thank goodness. It was just a nightmare. Ladies and gentlemen, words are powerful too. Right application can help others to uncover their greatest potential, but the opposite could be significant. Just like my mother, 2 words, haunted pool, lingering spirit. I never become a great swimmer. To this day, I am still unable to go swimming alone. Our tongues are powerful weapons. Put the tool and weapons together, they can take down the entire forest. What about my sharing today? If to the little kids here who are interested to take out swimming. Therefore, do remind ourselves, if we must share some complicated stories as deterrent, especially to the little one, the young ones, do exercise great care. Once we said it, it could take a lifetime for them to uncomplicate it. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the meeting.
Give a round of applause to Toastmaster Shirlina. Full of comedy. I like it so much. Anybody want to give your feedback? Please raise your hand. Yeah. Okay, from me, very full of comedy, especially on the first half. I see when you say that tall. You bring our expectation this way and you punch it another way. Good technique. And also I see rule of 3, first, second, and break on the 3. And also exaggerated things, friends. I like so much. And I also see act out. Also another one is diction selections. And what I would like to remind to others who want to do act out, make sure that you give your full energy when you act out, because if it is not, it not gonna work. We can learn from Toastmaster Shirlina. Her act out is very good. Okay, that's all for me. Anybody want to have your feedback to Toastmaster Shirlina?
Yeah, I would like to say something. It was rich in vocal varieties, body gestures, facial expression. You name it, she has it. There's a comedy day. And on top of that, there's a take-home message. Be very careful with your words. It might take the whole of your life to overturn it. I can relate to that, Shirlina. I grew up in that situation. In the water, there's crocodile, but luckily I was too stubborn, Went for swimming. I don't care. Then there's ghosts after 6 o'clock, and we never go out after 6 o'clock. We sit around our grandmother, listen to ghost story, and the impact on me growing up really terrible. It took me years to unbelieve it, but still I believe it. I love your speech. It's full of, it make it live. Just like you make it alive. That there is not a moment that I was dreaming, but concentrating and focusing on your message. Only one thing I would like to advise you in the dialogue. Yes, okay, you can see left and right, but always focus on the audience. There's a time when I was looking at your face, you're looking somewhere else. That's the only little thing I think you can easily improve that. Overall, it was an excellent. Out of 10, I'll give you 9.9. Heartiest congratulations. Over to you, our
Okay.
stage monitor.
Yes.
Thank you.
9.9 to Toastmaster Shirlina. Woohoo! Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shirlina, to give another comedy day to our speech. Next, we will have another from around the world. We will have Toastmaster Qaiyum. Toastmaster Qaiyum is the best brother or abang terbaik from Malaysia. He is a member of Smedley Chapter 1 Toastmaster Club, the Chapter 1. Woo! He is someone from the future, as this time is 1 hour ahead of us. He is also an Area K3 Director, also a Vice President of Public Relations in Toyhan Toastmaster Club. So, fellow Toastmasters, please help me welcome Toastmaster Qaiyum. Are you ready? Okay. Toastmaster Qaiyum, from a plant to the stove. From a plant to the stove, Toastmaster Qaiyum, screen is yours.
Look at that picture. So innocent. A young guy who is trying to plant a chili tree. Raise your hand if you have the same idea as this guy is. I could see a few hands over there. Thank you very much. I have been planting chili for 2 seasons till today. 1 season consists of 6 months. And with that being said, I was asked by one of my friends, Qaiyum, you plant the chili. You may going to eat it. What are you going to do with the extra? Now, that is a very good question. I often wonder with myself. I planted it. I took care of it. I ate it. And what's next? Little did I know that when I scroll upon Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all the social media, I found one interesting videos. It teaches you how to make the chili into a sauce. Now, I may not have the actual sauce with me right now, because if I do, you're all going to be hungry. And with that being said, it took me 6 months to harvest all the plant, the chili especially. And when that happened, I prepared all the ingredients as required as the video mentioned. There is the chili pepper, there is some salt, there is some sugar, there is some MSG, mixed cornstarch. And when I did this, I feel very, very bad. Because I did not expect from a farmer becoming a chef. Not to make myself being demotivated by the hard work that I have done. I continue to learn more as my mother is there for me to help on cooking it. So we spent a little time together in the kitchen by revising the recipes all over again and understand how does it took from the first step to the second step to the end product. And with that being said, I try to be confident to myself because I think in the first place that this is not going to be happen. This is not going to come exactly like how the YouTube video mentioned. Because why? We always see that the video that in social media turns out to be a fake one, turns out to be a little bit different from the actual product. Little did I know that the sauce, the chili sauce, come out very, very nice. And I took a further step on giving it to others, my friends, my colleagues, my cousins, share to them those chili just now, and they say, Qaiyum, you should be an entrepreneur. Can you think the guy with a green shirt, a short pants, and now wearing a full suit selling those chili? I don't think so. You may think, Qaiyum, it's not going to be happening. And I keep myself a goal that when I finally make money from the chili that I have, I will cut my hair bald. Yes, I can see some people are smirking. Some people are going to say like, Qaiyum, you may not going to do that because you love your hair so much. You have 3 different combs just for one hair. You will not be able to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call goals. And I feel very determined that I will manage and success in this particular industry and will pursue my goal as the urban farmer. And that's the story from a plant to a store, from a farmer to a chef. Back to you, Mr. Toastmasters.
Woohoo! A farmer. A plant from the plant to the stove. Anybody want to give feedback? Please unmute yourself or raise your hand.
Yes, I would like to say something. Yeah.
Okay, please. Toastmaster.
I know Qaiyum very well. I've listened to his speeches all over the years. I've evaluated him many times. And I've seen he has changed a lot, especially in dressing. I didn't realize that at first he showed that he was a chili planter, wearing a short pants, now an entrepreneur with kind of dressing. I am impressed. There's a twist there. Very good. Congratulations. Qaiyum, as usual, he talked verbally, meaning words by words, easy to understand, and is talking from his own experience. And I've heard about his chili farming. The only thing that he promised to give me a bottle of his recipe, I have yet to receive it. He keep on saying, very nice, very nice. A lot of people have tested it, but I have not. Your speech is awesome, Qaiyum. You use body gestures to emphasize your words. That is good. My point of improvements, Qaiyum, there are few. Be very careful with your grammar. You don't cut your hair bald, you shave it. Chili is not a tree, it is a plant. Be very careful, right? And be careful with your grammar, past tense, present tense. We are Malaysian. We understand what you're trying to say, but you want to become a professional speaker, please look at these things, okay? It's very important. Overall, it was an excellent speech. I love it. I'm proud of you. Go for it. Deliver more speeches. Congratulations.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amran, for your feedback to Toastmaster Qaiyum. And anybody want to add? Please raise your hand. Okay, Toastmaster Donna from the side, please.
Hi, Toastmaster Qaiyum. How are you? Hey. So thank you for sharing with us the story that you've had planting chilies and making sure that they grow and telling your promise to yourself that you're gonna go bald. Wow, you really brought us there, right there with you with your story. Me, I just would like to add that when you do tell your story, I think it would benefit you if you could use more of your gestures, make good use of your space. I feel that you're a very expressive person. However, perhaps not tonight. It's not what I'm seeing for tonight. But I look forward to having some of your sambal. Please export it to Indonesia. And I look forward to having some. Thank you.
Okay, there is still time. I just want to add a good hook in the start by showing your green shirt with red short that very eye-catching. And also when you say you want to cut your hair, also eye-catching. It made me laugh because I know how long your hair was. Maybe I would like to suggest if you want to make more contrast effect, show another picture that how long your hair was, and then the general audience can understand how surprised it is when we see you bald. Thank you, Toastmaster Qaiyum. Next, we have our next speaker, Toastmaster Andhyka. Woohoo! Toastmaster Andhyka is a people development enthusiast. Seeing others reaching their potentials is a pleasure of his. He is doing his level 5, project 1, develop a vision in visionary communication pathways. Wow. Once again, before I call Toastmaster Andhyka, everybody please use your notes. You can use the link in the chat box for feedback so you can exercise yourself to deliver feedback and train your critical thinking. So, Toastmaster Andhyka, I dare you. I dare you. Toastmaster Andhyka, please join on the stage.
Eldest. It's a word that is very sticky to me. For your information, I am the eldest in my family. My father was the eldest in his family. My mother, she has a twin sister and she is the older one. And both of them are the eldest in the family. I am married to someone who is eldest in her family. And I have only one son, and my son is the eldest among of the grandchildren in the family. Being the eldest has given me a privilege. What is it? Nobody gets benchmarked with me because I set the bar. So I don't really have a challenge to be someone else. No. Why? Because when my sister failed her exam, look at your brother. Be like him. And then my cousins, they always complained. You know, Mas Andhyka, we hate to be compared with you. So that went well during the school years. However, after graduating from my master's degree, I had a series of failure. First, I failed to get a job that I wanted. It made me sad. I did hundreds of interviews and nobody hired me. Second failure, I failed to get a green card in the US. Although it sounds okay, but I had a very high expectation on that. And the last one, I failed in my relationship. So those failures came all together and beat my pride. All of a sudden, I didn't become the benchmark anymore. Because whenever people say that, look at Andhyka, and I always say, no, don't look at me. I'm nothing. Because I didn't have something to achieve. So years after years, I just realized that that was my quarter life crisis. I was going 25 years old and I didn't have anything to achieve. So my friend said, well, Andhyka, if you think that you fail enough, I think it's because of one thing. You are a people pleaser. Learn to say no, and you will feel better. And I tried that. Whenever I had challenges and I thought that it might not work for me, I said, no, I didn't want to do that. Why, Andhyka? Well, I gave a lot of reasons not to do it. And yes, I felt fine. I was safe. But then later on, in 2015, I was heading the talent development in my company, and my HR director called me. Andhyka, I want you to stop doing talent management. Oh my God, another failure. I said, why, boo? Well, I want you to do something new. It is called reward management. Oh, you mean compensation and benefit for the employees? Yes, but I didn't have any background on it. It doesn't matter. You just have to try. But what if I fail? Remember these 3 words. I dare you to take that role. Will you take that? Well, as an obedient staff, do you think I have the choice? No! Refusing an HR director is a no-no, especially in Indonesia. So I said, okay. But then I went home and I talk to myself in the mirror. Yes, everyone, I talk to myself in the mirror often because I think that I can see and listen to myself whenever I look at my mirror, the reflection in the mirror. And then the reflection said somehow, do you know? Don't take that challenge. Why? He said, my reflection said, do you know who suffers with you when you fail? Me. I am your biggest supporter, and you better come with me. If I say no, no. And then I thought to myself, yeah, I think so. And then I came back to my director, and she said, why do you have to be, or why do you have to listen to your negative you? I've already said, I dare you. So you should say it to yourself. I dare you. I said, okay. And what happened? I failed at my task. But then again, I talked to my reflection. My reflection said, see, I told you you failed. But this time, I still had my pride because I felt at what I am doing, what I am trying to do. I didn't fail to start. So, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes people fail to start. And people don't realize that it's even worse than if you fail when you are doing something. So when we are doing that and we have doubt, we are still feel challenged, please say these 3 words. I dare you to the reflections. Okay? So let me hear you say that. I dare you. I dare you. One more time. I dare you. I dare you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the meeting.
You dare me, Toastmaster Andhyka. Thank you so much. Okay, anybody want to give feedback to Toastmaster Andhyka, please? Raise. Okay, distinguished Toastmaster Miftah, please join on the stage.
Okay, thank you so much. That was a great story comes from you. The first is the way you try to ignore, but you try to have your reflection, the negative you, and then you just say that I dare you. That was really great, and that was a great message that we can bring to hope. But it would be better for you to be more focused first. The first focus on what will you bring in this table. What will you bring in this table is about daring to say no, daring to say that I am worth and I will try as much as I can, even if it's failed. But at least I tried, right? So just focus on your first agenda. What will you bring in the table? So at first you just say that you are the eldest, and that was no there is no combination from one to another. That was no bridging from that one to another. It will be better for you to more focus first. Like, anyone know that you are a people pleasure, or maybe anyone who will become a people pleasure? Anyone who already did people pleasure, like that? It will be better for us to focus more on the topic that you will bring in the table. Thank you so much. Back to the Toastmasters of the meeting.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Miftah. Anybody want to add from the online? Oh.
Yeah, I would like to add, yeah.
Okay, please.
If you notice from the beginning, at least from the 3 speakers, they all use their own experience. they use storytelling techniques. Isn't it interesting? We love storytelling, and they put the experience into it. As a result, we learn from them. Like our speaker said, I don't like to use I day, or I'm not comfortable. I like to use the word I challenge myself. That was the take-home message. And I can relate to it, and I agree with him. We should challenge yourself. We should challenge ourselves, and we should not be a pleaser to others. We should do things that we love, and we should challenge ourselves to do the job. It was an excellent speech. My point of improvement, only one. Put some energy into it, just like Shirlina did. Put some energy to it. Don't send us to the slumber lane. Storytelling tend to do that to the audience. Not to do that, you put some energy, some what do you call it, some excitement to it. I noticed you did put some jokes, some humor. That is good, but make it lively, or else people will go to sleep. Okay, overall, it was an excellent speech. I enjoy it, and I take your home message seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amran. Because time is already up, I see Toastmaster Donna raise hand. Please just send your direct message to Toastmaster Andhyka. So we go to the next speech. The next speech, the last two speech will be on Bahasa Indonesia. Hey, are you ready? Jadi saya akan berbicara bahasa Indonesia. Pidato berikutnya adalah dari Toastmaster Hanny. Toastmaster Hanny adalah salah satu dari Exco SCBD Toastmaster sebagai Vice President of Membership. Toastmaster Hanny akan menyampaikan pidato dalam bahasa Indonesia sebagai persiapan untuk maju di kontes area minggu depan. Yeay! Toastmaster Hanny adalah penyuka salad dan yogi. Quote of the day dia adalah Change is the end result of all true learning by Leo Buscaglia. Baiklah, para tamu Toastmasters, mari kita sambut Toastmaster Hanny. Seni berkata tidak. Seni berkata tidak, Toastmaster Hanny.
Terima kasih Toastmaster Alvin sebagai Tom. Apa yang di pikiran Anda ketika Anda mendengar kata tidak? Terdengar seperti penolakan. Ya, menurut KBBI. Mengingat di tahun 2016, pada saat saya mengambil skripsi, saya mendaftarkan nama saya untuk mengajukan pada dosen pembimbing yang menurut saya itu dosen favorit. Namun, beberapa rekan kolega saya mengatakan, Han, lo yakin sama dosen dia? Dia tuh killer loh. Han, gak salah loh, gila loh. Ntar skripsi lo direvisi banyak banget lagi. Dengar perkataan tersebut, saya mengabaikan perkataan mereka. Dengan percaya diri dan berani, saya mendaftarkan nama saya untuk menjadi anak bimbingannya. Lalu pengumuman keluar, 2 orang, yaitu saya dan salah satu teman saya menjadi anak bimbingannya. Pertemuan pertama, yoi, welcome bro dan sis. Selamat datang di bimbingan gue. Yuk, gue mau kita sama-sama di sini bimbingan, saling ngajarin, diskusi. Pokoknya sama-sama belajar deh, gue juga sama-sama belajar. Untuk latar belakang, gue saranin, karena di sini gue cuma bisa ngarahin doang, gue saranin kalian cari beberapa fenomena dari literatur penelitian, jurnal yang terupdate maupun buku yang ada. Habis itu kalian kaitin dengan beberapa teori, dan nanti bimbingan selanjutnya kalian presentasikan ke gue. Lanjut, pertemuan kedua. Pada saat itu, saya datang ke ruangan beliau dan memberikan skripsi latar belakang, bab 1 saya latar belakang. Permisi Pak, ini skripsi saya. Dengan melihat secara screening, tiba-tiba, Han, apa-apaan nih? Lokasi gue kayak gini skripsi. Kelihatan nih, lo cuma kopas doang, copy paste dari jurnal bahasa Inggris, lo cuma translate, lalu dikopas ke sini. Ketahuan nih lo nggak baca. Gue nggak mau terima. Gue tolak skripsinya, kita nggak usah bimbingan, pulang. Pada saat itu, saya merasa sedih dan benar-benar kesal, campur aduk semuanya. Namun, saya kembali lagi untuk menyiapkan kurang lebih dari 3 minggu untuk mempersiapkan tulisan dengan sangat rapi. Ketika kembali lagi, Pak, kita bimbingan ya. Berikut skripsi saya. Nah, gini dong. Coba sekarang jelasin latar belakangnya. Presentasi depan gue. Tidak lama setelah itu, beliau menyampaikan pesan yang menurut saya sangat emas. Dan saya ingat sampai dengan hari ini. Sorry ya Han, waktu itu saya marah. Saya tidak suka pada saat itu ketika kamu memberikan skripsi, kamu hanya sekedar copy paste. Kamu tidak membaca, dan itu artinya kamu tidak akan paham apa yang kamu tulisin. Karena ini dampaknya pada saat ujian sidang, kamu akan diuji dengan berbagai pertanyaan. Artinya kamu akan harus tahu apa yang kamu tulis. Apalagi nanti akan diuji dengan bagaimana kalau variabel ini tidak berpengaruh, bagaimana kalau ini berpengaruh negatif terhadap A dan B. Ini akan melatih bagaimana cara kamu berargumentasi. Dari situ aja kamu copy paste dan kamu tidak paham, kedepannya ini akan dampak ke pekerjaan kamu. Dalam pekerjaan, kamu harus tahu apa yang kamu kerjakan. Dan kamu harus berikan yang terbaik. Saya ingin mendidik anak bimbingan saya memiliki nilai integritas dan bagaimana cara berpikir kritis. Baik Pak, sebelumnya terima kasih banyak. Saya baru paham atas penjelasan Bapak. Maaf juga ya Pak, sejujurnya pada saat itu saya juga tidak suka dengan cara Bapak menyampaikan dengan cara yang seperti itu. Namun sekarang ketika Bapak sudah memberikan penjelasan, saya baru paham. Nasihat ini akan saya simpan. Terima kasih banyak ya Pak. Akhirnya setelah itu saya sidang, dan alhamdulillah diuji dengan 3 dosen pembimbing dan mendapatkan nilai yang cukup baik. Dan beliau mengapresiasi dan mempromosikan kepada rekan-rekan bimbingan lainnya. Saya mengajarkan untuk olah data pada rekan-rekan. Teman-teman Toastmaster dan tamu yang terhormat, di sini saya memberikan pesan bahwa ternyata ada loh seni berkata tidak dengan cara yang asertif. Yang saya ambil dari Harvard Business Review artikel, yaitu dengan SAP. Yang pertama, sederhana. Kenali kata sederhana dengan secara sederhana, yaitu objek penyampaian yang jelas kepada penerima pesan. Sampaikan maksud dari objek masalah tersebut agar penerima pesan paham. Contohnya seperti tadi. Beliau menjelaskan, saya tidak suka kamu copy paste skripsi ini. Dan itu objek permasalahannya, sehingga penerima pesan paham. Yang kedua, akibat atau dampak dari permasalahan tersebut. Jelaskan bahwa akibatnya adalah nanti ke depannya kamu tidak akan paham, Han. Ini akan membantu logika sebab akibat berpikir. Dan yang ketiga, disertai dengan perasaan. Jelaskan bahwa hal ini melukai perasaanmu dan menyinggung. Maaf ya Han, saya tadi emosional dan seperti saya melakukan respon tadi, saya juga, maaf ya Pak, saya kurang suka dan saya tidak nyaman dengan cara Bapak seperti itu. Sehingga penerima pesan paham atas masalah tersebut. Di sini saya juga masih belajar dan saya ingin mengajak kepada teman-teman semua, tidak apa-apa ketika kita berani berkata tidak, asalkan disertai dengan cara yang jelas dan asertif, sehingga penerima pesan pun paham. Dan ini menunjukkan bahwa kalian memiliki prinsip yang kalian pegang, seperti dosen saya tadi yang mengajarkan kepada saya. Itu dari saya. Terima kasih. Kembali ke kontes chair.
Terima kasih Toastmaster Hanny. Wow, sangat luar biasa ya. Ada yang mau memberikan masukan? Silahkan. Oke. Kita punya Toastmaster Shirlina, silahkan.
Am I okay to give my feedback in English?
It's okay. Yes.
Okay, Toastmaster Hanny, can I see you on stage again, please?
Okay.
Okay, I don't understand Malay or Bahasa Indonesia that much. With my very little knowledge of it, okay, you managed to display the story to me. You're telling a stories in the process of your experience, which I find even I don't really understand it, I kind of pick out from how you interact during the whole process. Now, because I do not understand Bahasa Indonesia so well, so I will not go and put more so-called remarks into the content of the message. But can I ask you to put your mic down and do one thing? You have a dialogue. I only remember this. Bagaimana you jadi argumentasi ini? Can you do that without your microphone? Actually, what happened there?
Yeah.
Put down your microphone and do that scene. You see, because you have a dialogue and because you're restricted by the microphone, I understand that.
Yes.
Despite the restriction, you could actually dramatize it because you definitely do not have a conversation like, how are you going? I'm well. What about you? No? Yeah. Fine. You have that situation where we're traumatizing it to such a way that bagaimana jadi ini argumentasi. Sorry, I don't really remember the word, but that's what you could do because that's a situation you could elaborate on that to get me into, okay, what's next? What's next? What is the response? So that was one thing what I really love to hear. And the other thing I noticed, are you chewing something?
Yes.
Yeah. So are you munching something as you speak? So there's something that you need to be aware of because I pay attention, audience pay attention to that. Yeah. And overall, you did a good job to tell me you are telling me a story and dialogues. But just remember, when you are telling a story, please remember two people talking. Nobody is going to talk, how are you? I'm good, fine. It doesn't work that way, even in real life. So learn to dramatize it, make it more engaging, make it more attractive, and get attention of the audience. and you will do a really good story. All right, well done, Hanny. Thank you so much for your sharing.
Thank you so much for Toastmaster Shirlina for the feedback. Really appreciate. I will practice for the next I3 contest. Thank you.
I would like to say something here.
Mr. Amran.
Yes. I agree with Shirlina. Once I saw you are munching, I think you should not do that especially when you're delivering a speech, okay? Number two, you're holding the mic. As a result, you cannot express yourself thoroughly or expressly. I love your voice. You have a very nice voice, soothing to my ears at least. And I love your dialogue. You reminded me of George Galloway. George Galloway is a very good person in monologue. You understand what's going on through his expression, but he's not holding the microphone like you do. The microphone is on the table, so he used a lot of body gestures. Very interesting. Overall, it was a very good monologue story, but I would like to remind you again, look at the time. Time's up. So be very careful with your time, okay? It was a very good speech, and I really hope you get a blessing. Please don't get disqualified because of the time, okay? So practice more, sure, within the time. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amran.
Terima kasih Toastmaster Amran dan Toastmaster Shirlina untuk memberikan masukannya. Meskipun pidatonya dalam bahasa Indonesia, tapi bisa juga memberikan masukan dalam bahasa Inggris ya. Karena yang penting adalah kita mengimprove atau memperbaiki, memotivasi pembicara kita. Terima kasih Toastmaster Amran dan Toastmaster Shirlina. Pembicara terakhir, Toastmaster Donna. Toastmaster Donna adalah pengarang dari 9 buku. Dia suka desain dan menulis lagu dan menyelenggarakan sebuah platform educational. Dia mengklaim to be fun at the gatherings and wants to be reliable friend in your team. Sorry for the mixture. Baiklah, para rekan Toastmaster dan tamu, mari kita sambut Toastmaster Donna Bersabar. Bersabar. Toastmaster Donna.
Bersabar. Siapa yang suka ngomong begitu? Nah, kepada diri sendiri atau kepada orang lain? Kepada orang lain, kepada diri sendiri. Saya ingin berbagi sebuah cerita malam ini tentang Lebaran tahun lalu. Kali itu kami kedatangan tamu jauh-jauh dari Semarang. Saya baru saja melaksanakan tugas kesukaan saya saat ada tamu, yaitu menjadi pemandu jalan-jalan. Kami baru saja keliling kota, menyaksikan lampu-lampu yang megah, lalu kami pulang. Lauknya sudah habis. Biasanya kami berdelapan di rumah, tapi sudah berhari-hari kami jadi ber-14. Maka nasi di dalam mangkok sudah tidak ada lagi, padahal masih ada lauk, yaitu martabak telur yang sudah dingin dan lapuk. Tapi kami makan tentunya. Maka kami membuat nasi, lebih tepatnya aku. Lalu kami masukkan air, kami cuci, dan saat dimasukkan ke dalam penanak nasi, aku tutup penanak nasi tersebut. Kunyalakan penanak nasi sehingga menjadi merah. Saat kunyalakan, aku duduk kembali di meja makan tempat saudara-saudaraku berada. Kami berbincang. Aku sedang bicara dengan tanteku dan sepupu-sepupuku. Lalu ibu datang. Ibu tidak biasanya berada di dapur. Kami bukan wanita-wanita dapur di rumah. Lalu, jujur aja. Lalu, ibu bertanya, bagaimana? Apa nasinya sudah jadi? Lalu, aku bilang, belum Bu, tunggu sebentar ya. Lalu, ibu pergi kembali, menonton TV, melakukan hal lain di kamar. Dan kami berbincang-bincang lagi, aku dan sepupu-sepupu. Iya, begini, iya begitu. Karena mereka sebentar lagi akan pulang. Lalu ibu kembali, baru beberapa menit. Bagaimana? Nasinya sudah jadi. Aku ingin berkata, belum ibu, masih beberapa menit lagi. Teman-teman, kalian pasti sudah pernah menyalakan penanak nasi. Sudah? Sudah. Kalian tahu bahwa penanak nasi itu akan merah sampai nasinya tanak. Baik itu 15 menit, 20 menit, setengah jam. Tapi kalian tidak bisa memaksakan penanak nasi itu untuk menjadi jingga sebelum waktunya. Jika kamu membuka penanak nasi dalam keadaan dia masih merah, maka dia akan bergelubung dan dia tidak akan menjadikan nasimu matang. Jika kamu tidak menunggu hal yang kamu tunggu pada waktunya, maka kamu akan mendapatkan nasi yang keras dan hasil yang tidak sempurna. Salah satu waktu lain di mana saya tidak berhasil bersabar, itu tadi cerita ibu saya. Tapi ketika saya tidak berhasil bersabar adalah menanti tinggi badan saya. Seperti pembicara sebelumnya, saya adalah wanita yang mungil. Dulu saya menanti-nanti, melihat-lihat kakak-kakak kelas. Kapan ya saya akan menjadi wanita yang tidak semungil ini? Saya pengen tahu, apa rasanya sih jalan-jalan setinggi ini? Apa rasanya sih bisa melihat di kejauhan sana? Apa rasanya sih bisa menonton konser dari belakang? Karena saya tidak tahu rasanya. Tapi kali ini, apa yang saya nanti tidak kunjung tiba. Karena sampai selesai tumbuh pun, tinggi saya tetap 153 cm. Tidak masalah. Yang saya lakukan setelah selesai menunggu adalah menerima dengan lapang dada. Saya tetap kecil, tapi saya menjadi orang yang kecil dan bangga. Maka dari itu teman-teman sekalian, apabila kalian sedang menunggu, tunggulah dengan baik. Jangan buka penanak nasimu sebelum dia jingga, dan jangan menanti-nanti sesuatu yang mungkin tidak akan datang, seperti tinggimu, seperti nasi yang belum matang. Semoga kamu bisa berkata baik pada diri sendiri maupun mungkin pada orang lain, sabar. Bersabarlah, karena apa yang kamu nanti pasti tiba. Dan kalaupun dia tidak tiba, dia memang tepat bagi kamu. Terima kasih.
Wow, bersabar. Bar. Oke, baik. Mari kita buka masukan dari penonton. Apakah ada yang memberikan masukan? Baik. Toastmaster Ahmad.
Yeah, I just want to say the same thing with the previous speaker. Don't hold the mic. If you hold the mic, you cannot express yourself more because it hinders you from doing that. I'm sure during the contest, she will not be holding a mic. Another thing, that the speech was good. The take-home message, excellent. Donna, please don't move around so rapidly unless there's a purpose for you to move. For example, you are taking the role of your mother when you are doing the dialogue. It's okay to move on your right, or on your left, but do it purposely, not for the sake of moving, but with a purpose moving. Because if you do that, you distract our attention. We are looking at you like you are dancing on a stage. You are delivering a speech, not dancing, okay? That is what I thought that distracted my attention. Overall, it was a very good speech with a good take-home message. And like the other speaker, she has a soothing voice to the ears, and I love to hear that. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amran, for your feedback. Next, on the set, we have Toastmaster Andhyka. After that, we go with Toastmaster Shirlina.
Mr. Donna, what we can learn from you is that you use the analogy of cooking rice with waiting for something that never gonna happen, because I think it was unexpected. I thought it was about sharing the story between you and your mother, but then again at the end you can make that analogy and make me think that, oh yeah, that's a good one, that's a good one. And also when you try to mimic someone else, you did it well, especially when you're mimicking your mother. I think it goes well. So what can I offer you for a suggestion is to create consistency in addressing the people. You were addressing us kalian, and then you also address us as kamu. So pick one word. If I think kamu refers to singular person, and then, but think again, if we address people as kalian, sometimes it can be deemed as, I would say, I am more senior than you are, if we say kalian. So please pick the right words, the proper words for your speech, and I think you'll do well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Andhyka. Last, we have Toastmaster Shirlina to give feedback. Over to you.
Okay, Toastmaster Donna, again, I'd like to see you, if I may, on stage. Again, with my limited proficiency in Bahasa Indonesia, in real life, when you talk to your mother, you wouldn't do like this, like this, like this, like this. And when our mother comes to the kitchen, they won't be so kind to us when the rice is not ready, right? It's a different tone. So how your mother walk into the kitchen? Does she come in like this, like this? No, our mother never do that. They will come in with some expressions like, second time. She will not be still very sweet and going easy with you. So I don't understand the content, but I do know that you could actually enhance on that by giving a different expression, different language in expressing the two different scenarios that you're creating, the different character. And the other thing is that you have a stage. Okay, try not to do this. I know you guys are very polite, really polite when they speak. I love you people. Yeah, very nice, very soft. But when you are always like this, smiling and talking, I cannot see the difference between whether you are playing your mother role or you're playing the other role, or what is your message that you want to deliver to your expressions. Yeah. So for me, I cannot understand the content so well, but I only look at your expression, your delivery. So I just kind of put that kind of my observation on your delivery. So I really believe you have a great potential. Well done, Donna. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Donna. And that's our last speaker. Thank you for Toastmaster Shirlina for giving your feedback. Next, I would like to have time report from Toastmaster Yvonne for all the speakers, please. Are all speakers eligible to be voted? Hello, Toastmaster Yvonne.
Yeah, I put on the chat and let me give the time report. Okay. First, Toastmaster Andrew, 7 minutes 40 seconds, and Toastmaster Shabrina, 6 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Hendra, 7 minutes 12 seconds, and Shirlina, 6 minutes 58 seconds, and Toastmaster Qaiyum, 6 minutes 12 seconds. Then Andhyka, Toastmaster Andhyka, 7 minutes 30 seconds, and Toastmaster Hanny, 8 minutes 31 seconds. Then Donna, 5 minutes 38 seconds. Only the Toastmaster Adrian and Hanny ineligible. The other speakers are all eligible. Thank you.
Thank you,
To our
Toastmaster
Toastmaster.
Yvonne. So, Toastmaster Shabrina, Toastmaster Hendra, Toastmaster Shirlina, Toastmaster Qaiyum, Toastmaster Andhyka, and Toastmaster Donna is eligible to be voted. Toastmaster Agung, please, already share the links. So, can you please also share the screen, Toastmaster Agung, for the online audience, for the QR code? Over to you.
Okay, guys, this is the sorry. Yeah, is that visible?
Yes. Okay, can you move it to the center? Oh, nggak bisa ya? Cannot ya? Okay.
I cannot move it to the center.
Okay, please scan the QR code for those who are online and those who are on the site. Please scan the QR code. Once again, those who are in online, please use the link in the chat box. Okay, while waiting for the votes, I will just.
I want to. Okay, I want to make sure that the online, so the offline people already scanned it, right? So I will stop the share screen.
Are you all already scanned the barcode? Yes. Yes, already. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you Toastmaster Agung and thank you all the speakers. Wow, what a speech today. Yeah, keren ya. So, what do you notice from today's speech? If you see the first speaker is Toastmaster Adrian. Let's build up, show ambition, right? And the last speaker, Toastmaster Donna, sabar. Be patient. Sabar. So great. So it creates a great balance from start to the end, right? Ambitious, but patience. And this one is more interesting. The second speaker, Toastmaster Shabrina. What is her title? If you never ask, the answer is always no.
Always no.
And what is the title of Toastmaster Hanny? Seni berkata tidak, or art to saying no. Wow.
No.
Amazing. And if you can see in the middle, the four speakers in the middle is speaking with comedy. Wow, what a show for tonight. What a very enjoy. We open with ambitious and learn to say no, and at the middle, comedy show. What a show for tonight. Yay. Great job, everyone. And Toastmaster Agung, do you already have the winner? Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so Toastmaster Agung, will give the stage to you. Over to you, Toastmaster Agung.
Okay. I haven't finished the award slide. Is it okay that I announce it verbally only?
Okay. We will wait for your slide. Please let me know if
Okay.
it's ready. First of all, I would like to hear comments from audience. Maybe from Toastmaster Shirlina, Oma Shirlina. What do you think about the session today?
First, I want to thank you all so much for having me tonight, and my uncle, grandson, Elvin, for allowing me to participate in your marathon speaking session tonight. It was excellent. I never done this before in my whole time as a Toastmaster, and this is the first time I experienced this. And I have to say, you guys all together did such an excellent job and meticulous. I could not see anything that I could actually pick out on the less positive side. They are so great. You guys rocks. Amazing. Made me feel really young among you. And please, allow me to say one more time. Thank you so much, everybody. Great job. Keep it up.
Keep it up. Thank you, Toastmaster Shirlina. But first of all, I would like to credit to distinguished Toastmaster JJ from TSL. I get the idea of this activity from him. So I would like to ask him, can I do this too in my club? Okay, now how about from the online? My friend here, Tyson, do you want? No? Okay. Do you want to say something?
Miftah, ngomong dong, Miftah.
Oh,
Udah
ngomong.
cantik-cantik gitu.
Silakan Miftah ngomong.
Miftah.
Maybe in Mandarin.
Okay, here it is because he said, I dare you to speak. So yeah. So yeah, I will go to speak in front of this stage. Thank you so much for having me. This is my first no, not the first ever, but this is my first ever meeting in SCBD Toastmasters Club in offline meeting. After the COVID pandemic, so this is my first, and because of my because I have something because I am free for this week so if there is offline meeting, I will go there. So I went I go to SCBD Toastmasters Club. So thank you so much. That was great enough, and that was the best thing I've ever seen is the offline meeting and the online meeting. We do the same thing, and we learn. We also what is that? We also hear. We also hear the with clear enough voice from the offline and also the online meeting. That was great. Thank you so much for SCBD Toastmasters Club.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Miftah. Yeah, that's we can learn every day. Yeah, there is always a thing to learn in Toastmasters. How about it, Toastmaster Agung? Do you already have the results?
Yes, I do have.
Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Agung, to reveal the secrets.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alvin. Let me reveal who is the winner or the most favorite speaker for tonight. All right. Okay, I'm so sorry, bear with me because my screen, my video will be blurred. I'm not sure the technical about his Zoom right now, but I'm sure that you already see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. Now, let us all welcome our winner for tonight. Who is he or who is she? Can you guess? Can you please shout out one of the names?
Toastmaster Miftah.
Toastmaster Berkata.
Shirlina.
Yes, correct, Toastmaster Amran. The winner is Toastmaster Shirlina as the most favorite prepared speaker. Congratulations.
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 Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Shirlina. Yes. And next.
Please share again the screen. I will take the screenshot.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Okay, Toastmaster Shirlina, I will take the photo in 3, 2, 1. Okay, hey, wait a minute. Okay, thank you.
Oh, maybe once again because I forgot to click the name. Sorry.
Okay, Toastmaster Shirlina, give your okay. Toastmaster Agung, please share your screen. Is Toastmaster Agung here? Okay. All right. Toastmaster Shirlina, we will count from 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. Back to you, Toastmaster Agung. Still muted, Toastmaster Agung?
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin, for reminding me that I'm always muted. Then congratulations again, Toastmaster Shirlina, for the great speech tonight. And I'm not sure if we have the guests in on site meeting, but I would like to encourage you to contact Toastmaster Hanny that gave a speech as the seventh speaker. So you can contact her if you want to be a member in SB Toastmasters. Please ask everything; she will answer your question. So without further ado, I would like to give the control back to Toastmaster Alvin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Agung, and congratulations to Toastmaster Shirlina for the best speaker of the speech marathon. Yay! Okay, yeah, that is our session for today, our marathon for today. How do you feel? You tired? So, okay, that is our speech marathon. Next week, we will have another speech marathon. Yeah, we will have another speech marathon with 8 speakers and only for online. So prepare yourself. Chase me if you want to deliver your speech. I will make the spot for you. Okay, see you again in next week. Thank you so much for coming here. Online Toastmaster, Toastmaster Shirlina, Toastmaster Amran, Toastmaster Arif. Okay, Toastmaster Ping, Toastmaster Qaiyum, Toastmaster Sabrina.
Let's take a photo.
Yeah, we forget to take photo. Okay, please turn on your video. Toastmaster Ping, Jesse. Okay. Later on, the offline people will take their own photo. Okay, we will take 2 photo, yeah, 2 photo. Okay, the first one, the normal one, yeah, normal one.
Here's one.
3, 2, 1. Check correct. Okay, that is the first one. Now is the second one. Please be wilder. Please be wilder. Express yourself. Okay, this is your chance to be wild. 3, 2, 1. Photo taken. Thank you. Wow. Wow, it's so scary, Toastmaster Agung.
I used to, yeah, Toastmaster Agung.
Yeah, I agree with you, Toastmaster Amran.
I am
So that
wild.
is our speech marathon for today. I will remind you that next week we'll have another 8 speakers only for online. And let's support our Toastmaster Donna, Toastmaster Andhyka, Toastmaster Genison, Toastmaster Hanny, who will go to the area context next week on Saturday. Thank you. With that, I will announce that there will be no extended version because we are in the onset. So I will adjourn this meeting by saying the loudest happy morning. Please repeat after me. Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Because we have Indonesian. So, terima
Miftah,
kasih.
meetingnya
Selamat
udah kelar. Pulang lekas ya. Nanti
Udah
dicari sama
kelar.
omnya. Ya. Pulang. Jangan nggak pulang. Bye-bye. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you,
Oke,
Thank you so much.
untuk yang di side, mari kita berfoto.
So how many is in the outside? Oh my God. Can you guys take a photo?